friends, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for clicking on today's video. For today's video, I'm going to be doing Budget for Beginners 101. To start off, we're going to make a list of all of our bills, everything that we spend on for the month. Then I'm going to be taking you step by step on how you can make a budget plan, how you can manage your money, how you can create a monthly budgeting that suits your needs. To get started, you need to gather up all of your bills, everything that you pay for in a month or in a year. If you're like me and you pay insurance every year, you do want to bring that bill with you as well. That way you can calculate how much of every paycheck you need to be saving up to pay off all of your yearly subscriptions or your yearly payments as well. I'm going to start off with a bank statement. I didn't want to put my personal information out there. I did a budgeting video a couple months ago and I did share some of my bills. I just took off my personal information. For this video, I printed some statements online. If you want to do this budgeting with me, pause the video, go and get your bank statements. You're also going to need your water bill, your electric bill, your cell phone bill, your mortgage or your rent, all the bills that you pay every month, yearly subscriptions, everything that you can gather up. Very importantly, if you are paying some bills online, make sure that you get your bank statements. If you have 1 or 2 bank accounts, make sure that you print those out because you will be needing those. And you're going to take a moment and I want you to look through all of your bank statements and I want you to highlight. You're going to color coordinate. You can highlight all of the online bills that you have. If you do use your cards a lot, make sure that you highlight everything in color and put them in categories. For example, all of the groceries, eating out, all of your utility bills, you can highlight with a different color. Spending for clothing or miscellaneous, highlight in a different color, which those things are things that you might have to eliminate if you don't have enough money coming in and you are overspending. I just made a sample here and this is how I really do my budgeting. So for example, yellow, this is what I do. I put yellow is going to be for utility bills. What I do is I start highlighting everything. For example, utilities. If I paid my water bill with my debit card, I would highlight yellow. Anything that's utilities, for example, my cell phone bill, our trash, because we do pay that online, I would highlight in yellow. Anything that we use towards our groceries or eating out, I would highlight in green. Miscellaneous, I would highlight in pink. And those are just example colors right now. For our first step in budgeting or a plan to have like a budget, you have to write down the list of everything that you pay for the month. So one thing that's helpful is looking at your bank statements. Once you have done that, you're going to grab all of your other bills that you have. For example, this is a cell phone bill, this is a water bill, and this is an electricity bill. So once you have gathered all of your statements as well, we're going to make a list now. Grab a notebook, a piece of paper, and now we're going to make the list of all of our bills that we pay for the month. I'm going to start off by putting my bills, for example, all of my housing, rent, mortgage, utilities, any debt that I have, insurance, phone, etc. Like all the bills. Electricity, those are bills that must be paid. And those can also be considered fixed expenses. And then I'll go with my needs, for example, groceries, house supplies, child needs, pet supplies. Those are things that you can work with. What I mean by you can work with, that means that you don't need like a certain number. For example, your electric bill. If you don't pay your electric bill, they're going to shut down your electricity. Now for groceries, you can make it work. If you don't have enough money, you can always cut back on that. That's what I mean by you can make it work. I forgot to mention, we have to write down when that bill is due. So I'm going to put the number here. My water bill is sometimes due like on the 5th, the latest at the 12th, so I'm just going to put it's due on the 5th. Electricity, that's also due around the 6th, but I know it's before the 10th of every month. Trash is due on the 3rd, internet on the 1st, cell phone on the 1st. I think it's due on the 15th. Now I'm going to make a list of the rest of the bills, which they're still needs, but I can make them work. So groceries, house supplies, gas, child needs, pet needs. Now I'm going to move on with, I guess, sinking funds, the expenses that we must spend on food. We need food, right, to survive, but they're things that we can cut back on. I've been calling them sinking funds since the beginning of my budgeting journey. I got the app Every Dollar Counts, not sponsored by any way, but I'm always trying to find a way where I can make my budgeting better. I know this might sound crazy, but I had to increase my budget for my groceries. And we're just a family of 3. We are in summer, so that means I'm cooking more, we're eating more at home. Everything has just been increasing. I went to the store the other day and a gallon of milk was $3.89. Go to this grocery store where they have really good meat, but then some other things are more expensive. Like the meats, sometimes they're cheaper and it's really good meat. I didn't want to drive 5 more miles to just go get milk. So the milk was more expensive at this grocery store and other things as well. I'm going to increase it to $5.20. I was watching one of Dave Ramsey's videos. He said you have to over budget for your groceries. You can't under budget this number. And I was under budgeting and then I was having to use my credit card and then I get into credit card debt and I want that to stop. I'd rather have money extra here and then save it for the next month if we want to buy a little more groceries or treat ourselves with other little snackies. So I'd rather over budget this time. Gas. I'm making changes into my budgeting. I'm increasing a couple things here and there, and I'm making all these changes because I wasn't keeping track. I was overspending, and that all happened because I was starting to work. We were earning more money, and I felt like I had more freedom to spend more here and there, eating out, and doing all of these things with my money. I want to take you along into this journey. I feel like I'm starting over again. I feel like I'm a beginner. I don't even know where to start, but I know that this is the way to start by making a list of all of my monthly bills, putting the dates down, adding everything up, and then going over all of these steps that I'm going to be sharing with you all. We're going to make it to $200 for gas. I'd rather have money left over because I feel like we're limiting ourselves to not driving too far. I'm not going to put a date for these. There's no certain date that these are due. I have to divide these in half for each paycheck. But I won't put a date there. Our insurance is also another thing that I have to pay. I was saving $100 each month, but then I had to take money out because we needed it to help out a family member in need. So that money I won't be getting back, and that's totally fine. Family goes first. If we have the money, we're going to try and help out. And there's no certain day here, but I'm going to put the 20th since most of my bills are due like with the first paycheck. I'll just put that. I want to try and add this to my sinking funds or start saving for that for the last check. So this here are bills that we must pay. These are groceries, things that we can kind of work with. And then I'm going to make a small list of sinking funds. For example, things that if I have money left over, I could put the money towards that. I'll put $20. That's how much I want to save. I know it's less, but if I have a little bit of extra, then and I start saving more, then we could possibly pay yearly. I don't even know if that's possible because my husband's the one that manages that. Sinking funds is something that I would like to, if I have money left over, I would like to have an envelope or start saving money for savings or an emergency. I'm just going to make another one that's going to be clothing or school for my son. Clothing, school, supplies. I'm going to put 30. And then I'm just going to put a random emergency or eating out. I'll put those two together. I'll just put emergency. I changed my mind. If I have money left over in groceries, since I am over budgeting a little bit and we have a little bit of extra, maybe we could get pizza once a week. So that's where I'll get my eating out if I have extra money there. I'm going to leave that one blank for now. Let me add up everything else and see how much money I would have left over. Let me get my calculator. That's 900. The total added up is $2,439.03. It's paid about $14.50, $14.61, $14.69, $14.70, but I always like to budget as if he got paid $1,450. So I'm gonna multiply that by 2. That's $2,900. We have $500 of extra money that we can put going somewhere else. So for emergency, I'm going to say I can put $100 here. Adding everything up here, that would be the total of $2,539.03. That would be the total there. I feel like I'm missing something. Let me go to my app. Once you have written down all of your bills, you're going to get a monthly calendar. I have one right here that I printed online. Let me fill it in with the dates. So July 1st was on Saturday. You're going to go to your monthly calendar and you're going to highlight the days that you get paid. Now that you know when your paydays are, you're going to try and figure out what payments can be paid with what check. For example, groceries, I'd like to divide those by 2. My husband gets paid here, so we're going to do our grocery shopping on Friday. This is where it gets confusing, and I know budgeting can be stressful, and it's even stressful for me right now because I'm starting over. So for our mortgage or our rent, that's due on the 1st, and you're thinking, how am I going to budget on the 1st if I get paid on the 6th? So you have to save that money with your paycheck number 2. So this paycheck here, you need to have enough funds saved up to pay your bill for the 1st of the following month. So I need to save $900 with this paycheck, and I'm only going to be left over with, so it's $1,450, subtract $900. I have $550 left over. And then I could budget my groceries, which is $260, subtract $260. I'm going to be left over with $290. Is it doable? Yes, it's still doable. You can do that. This is mortgage, and then our car payment, which I missed. I forgot to put it on my budgeting, and I knew something was missing on my monthly bills here. I'm going to have to add it in right now. So our car payment, we only have $290. We can't save our car payment with the next check. We have to split it. For example, I need to save some money from this paycheck, or save the money for our car loan from this paycheck and pay it, because I think it's due like on the 15th. So we have $290, and I can put some bills. For example, the sewer can be paid with the second check. So that would be subtract 80. I'm still left over with $210. Car insurance, I can even do that. Subtract 120. So I'll have $90 left over, and then I can do some of my sinking funds down here. All this money needs to go somewhere. On a calendar, keep track of when you get paid, and now we have to disperse all of that paycheck money to go for your monthly bills and sinking funds, everything that you have on your monthly budget. Savings, I'll change it to $21, and then emergency, I'll put $50. So the total is $2,903. Now we gotta decide what's going to get paid with the first check, what's going to get paid with the second check. For the second paycheck, we have $1,450. Subtract our mortgage, that's $900. Subtract our groceries, which is $260. For gas, I have $200, so I'm going to subtract a $100. Whoopsie. $290 subtract $100 equals, I have $190 left. Electricity is $186. I have $190 left, and that one is a direct online payment, so 23 cents is $3.77. That can stay in the bank. Now I have to figure out with the first check what's going to be paid, which is our water bill. Whenever I get paid here, I have to save that money. That way I can pay our water bill, which is due on the 5th. I like to save the money in the cash envelopes. So I'll take the money out from the bank, bring the money home, I'll put it in my cash envelopes, and then I'll just save that money in that envelope for whenever the 5th comes around. That would be July 5th. And then I would get the money and then go and pay our water bill. In this case here, I would already have money saved up for our water bill in my budget water envelope. So let me show you an example of what that would be like. I have the water envelope here. I have $40 in here. That money is saved up I either put it in my budget binder or I leave it in a little case that I have. And then I just grab the money and then go pay our water bill that day. After you watch this video, make sure you go on to watching the rest of the videos because they're going to be a continuation onto my beginner's budgeting journey or starting over budgeting journey that I'm doing right now. That way it also helps you at home how I'm going to be doing my budgeting. Yeah, water, gas, and electricity. Electricity and gas. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Electricity. Internet. If this video is all over the place, this is like a getting back into the groove, getting back into this budgeting journey, trying to pay off debt and all that. It's been a while since I've been filming videos, but also since I was working towards a strict budget. Once you fall off track, it's harder to get back on track, and I was all over the place. So I would like to apologize for that if it was a bit confusing for you all. So start off with your bills, right? To make a list of all your bills. Let me just do a quick overview. What you have to do. You have to gather up all of your bills, all of your statements, bank statements, make a list of all of your bills, write down when they're due. Once you have calculated a budget, if you are doing a zero-based budget, you can put the money that's left over into your sinking funds, things that are not necessities, things that you can make work, and put the rest of your money that you get paid, put it towards your sinking funds. Then you're going to get a calendar and you're going to put the days that you get paid, and you're going to try and figure out what things you can pay with what paycheck. So with this paycheck here, I go to the bank, take the money out, leave whatever needs to be like an online payment. I leave that money there, trying not to spend it. I'm trying not to use my debit card anymore. I was overspending as well there. If there was little money left over, we would get carried away by eating out more. So paycheck 1, all these bills get paid with the first paycheck. Paycheck 2, the bills here get paid with this check. And the money that's left over here, for example, if this bill is due on the first week of the following month, then I have to save that money in my budgeting envelopes, save the money there, and then once it's time to pay off that bill, I get the money out of that envelope and take it to make the payment. I really hope that this video was helpful. I'm trying to get back into my cash stuffing. I know this might seem simple to you all, but I want to be as real as I can be. It actually isn't, because it is a little bit stressful, but it's hard for me to get back into my cash stuffing and sharing these videos. It's been a lot harder than I thought it would be. It's not as easy as I thought it would just be to come back and film, because I had to make changes to my budgeting and that I need to pay and all that. So still feel like I might need to make another change, but I hope that this video was helpful, that you're able to understand on how you can set up your budget. I'm gonna end it here. I feel like I'm all over the place. Take care, friends. May God bless each and every one of you all. Have a blessed day, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye bye.